Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have an update for Pan Those Eyeshadows. I am filming this a little late. I usually film it around the 3rd or 4th every month, but today is the 9th, so I am so sorry for getting this up late. I've just been overwhelmed, to be honest, with other things in my life, so I do have an exciting update today, which hopefully makes it worth it. And if you're not familiar with my channel, I do mostly panning content, but I also do get ready with me's and palette bingos every now and then. I really like showing you guys how I use the makeup that I'm panning. I am on my second No Buy year in a row, so projects like this help me get through my collection. If that all sounds good to you, I hope you subscribe before you leave, and of course give this video a thumbs up. This is the first video that I'm filming after getting my hair done. I got my hair dyed yesterday. She did do a little bit of a trim as well, but I wanted to keep the length for now, and I really like the color. I basically just wanted to match my natural root because I'm going back and forth between whether I want to grow my hair out to my natural color and kind of let my few grays stand out, or I guess hang out, or not. But yeah, this is what I am working with, and I really like it. I do have a full face of makeup on, but no eyeshadow and no brow product, because I want to create a look at the end of this video. As always, I really like doing that. And I haven't mentioned it in a while, but I always have her listed in the description box of my updates. The first person I saw do this, where she creates a look at the end of her updates, is Abby. She only does it when she rolls in new shades, but I like to do it every single update to show you, even if I have the same shades, I like to show you different ways of using them. And I do work on 4 eyeshadows at a time to hit pan. Well, I work on 6 eyeshadows at a time, but 4 of them are from random palettes, and I hand select the shades from each palette. And then I also work on a brow shade and a lid setting shade, so that is my 6. For my lid setting shade, I am doing a challenge with my makeup bestie Tina. Her Instagram handle is Tina Misdemeanor. I will have her down below, but we are trying to see who can hit as many the most pans in our lid setting shades. She is currently 1 ahead of me, and whoever hits the most shades by the end of the year gets to choose what the loser has to pan next year. So it is a very fun challenge, and I've been really enjoying it. But let me talk about the 4 shades from randomized palettes. The first one that's been in here the longest, it's been in here 3 months, and I do have a rule. Of course, I want to hit pan, but I do have the option of using it 30 times, or for 3 months I can roll it out. But this shade is from the Beauty Bay Metamorphic palette. I love this palette. It's been a joy to have out. But the shade I've been working on is a purple mid-tone shade called Reality. The first month I had it in, I had used it 10 times. The second month I had used it 9 times, so I was at 19 uses. And this last month I used it 8 times with a total of 27. So I did not hit my 30 use goal, and I did not hit pan, but I am pretty happy with the dip that I have going on. Hopefully you can see that. The palette is very reflective, but yeah, it is rolling out. I really wish I had hit the 30 uses, but it is what it is. Here's the shade swatched out. She's a beautiful purple. It was a beautiful transition shade that I could pair with a lot of other shades, including one in this project that I will talk about. But the next palette that was randomized is my Profusion Harvest palette, and this was randomized at the last update. And I'm working on the shade Hibernate. This is a super creamy emollient shade, and I knew it would be easy to hit pan. I only used it 4 times and was able to hit pan. So here it is down here. I tried not to, move around the product too much when I was using it I didn't want to make it too easy on myself. Here is the shadow. I use this on my outer corner, It's really beautiful. I think I may have used it as a wing in one of my looks as well. I'm not quite sure, but that was a very easy pan to hit. The next product is what I have been mixing with that purple matte. It comes from the Sigma Hazy palette, and it is the shade Miss. It's this beautiful crease shade for me, just a very mauve, light mauve shade, and this is what it was looking like when I rolled it in. I have used it 10 times this last month, and this is what it's looking like, that top center shade. So I do feel like the dip has gotten deeper, I guess you would say. But I'm nowhere near pan. This is a really beautiful shade. But I've decided to declutter this palette. I have talked about decluttering this palette for probably 2 years at this point. I love mauves. I have a ton of mauves in my collection, but all of the shimmers in here are like darker shimmers for me, and I tend to lean towards lighter shimmers, and I don't do a ton of like super deep looks. So I wanted to love this, but I just can't make myself love this. So I am decluttering it, so that shade is rolling out. If I absolutely loved any of the other shades in here, and if they were unique to my collection, I might depot them from here, but it's not really worth it to me when I have a ton of mauves in my collection already. So that one is finally leaving my collection. I can stop talking about decluttering it and just do it. And then the last shade was from the Sigma Ivy palette. So I randomized both of my 9-pan Sigma palettes, and the shade I was working on in here was the shade Starlight. This is what it was looking like, and I have also used this 10 times, but you really can't tell. It's this like gold bronzy satin shade. And I actually have this on my nails, topped over a nail polish, and I do really like that effect. I used 5 of those uses on my eyes, and then I count in full manicure as 5 uses as well. One of these looks that I created was recreating a look that my friend Samar did on her channel. She's a first-time panner, and she did a video creating 2 looks with this palette, and I will have that video linked down below if you want to check it out. I am decluttering this palette as well. I know. Again, the shimmers are just not for me. This is very dark palette for me, and I don't love it. I only use it when it's in a project. I have these shades in other palettes. I'm just kind of over these, and I just don't want them anymore. So they're going away. So when it comes to my palettes, like my randomized palettes, I have a full refresh. So I'm going to be randomizing 4 palettes and hand selecting shades from all 4. But first, let me talk about my lid setting shade. Actually, let's do my brow shade first. So that comes from my Milani Soft and Sultry palette. The packaging is super reflective, but I rolled this in. Looks like I have 2 months worth of use. The first month I had 16 uses, and the second month I had used it 12 additional times to hit pan. So there's that shade. You can see that beautiful pan. I'm very happy that this palette has 4 pans now. This is a very old discontinued palette that I wanted forever. I finally got my hands on it like a few years ago now, but yeah, this was like the OG cool tone palette of its time, and now of course there's a lot more like cooler palettes. This is more of a neutral palette, but I still enjoy it. It's very old, so I don't know. I probably will keep it around for a little bit longer, but I can definitely see that the formula is changing. So to replace that, I am going to be rolling in a shade from my Millefee Woman with the Parasol palette. This is a line that does like artwork, and if you're not familiar with my channel, I love fine art. So here's the packaging, and this is just a beautiful painting. I love this painting so much. And the shade that I'm rolling in, I did use yesterday, so I know I really like it in my brows, and I will apply it later when I create my look. But this is the shade here. And that little demarcation is just from one use, so I feel like I will have pan in this by next update, which will be very exciting, but it is a really nice color for me. I forgot to swatch Starlight. Let me do that really quick from the Ivy palette. So that was the color story I was working with. Okay, now let's move on to my lid setting shade, which came from my other Millefee palette. This is the Roses palette. Another gorgeous packaging. And I was working on the top left shade. When I rolled it in, it had like the embossing of Go, like it's a Van Gogh painting, so it had Go on there. Last update I had used it 7 times, and I used it an additional 9 times to hit pan, so I do have a new pan to share with you. Hopefully you can see that. It's very small, and it's very interesting because it looks like it's a little pin poking up through the packaging, like it's not completely flat metal pan. It's very odd, so I'm curious what the brow shade from the Woman with the Parasol will look like, and how easy it will hit pan in that one as well. But I used that for a total of 16 uses to hit pan, and I decided to just roll in a shade from my Soft and Sultry palette since I already had it out, and I'm working on the shade In the Buff. It's the top right shade, so I will have a picture of it when I rolled it in. It was barely touched, and this is what it's looking like today, so hopefully you can tell it has a pretty good dip. I know it's going to be hard to see, but I have used this 8 times since rolling it in, and I'm pretty sure I will have a pan by the next update, which is very exciting. So I started using my iPad to randomize things, but my iPad decided to not turn on. When I plug it into the charger, it will turn on, but it immediately turns off, and I'll let it sit on the charger, like not even look at it, and then half an hour later, it's like stuck in this cycle where it turns on, but then it turns off, turns on, turns off. So I'm pretty confused what to do. I've had that iPad since 2019, so I don't know if it's just done or if I need to take it in somewhere. I really don't want to do that. But I will do a screen recording, so I'm pretty sure my spreadsheet is up to date. I currently have 59 palettes, so let me change the randomizer to 1 through 59. And the first palette is number 21. And that is, oh my gosh, you guys, ColourPop, that's taupe. I roll this in every single update. And I keep saying, no, 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 I don't want to work on that. I worked on it so much in the beginning of this year. I'm just going to roll it in, okay? I have considered working on this instead of like instead of my current Pan That palette, my ABH Sultry, I've considered swapping them, but I won't do that. So my next number is 16, which is ColourPop Lilac You A Lot. I just had this in for something. It was no pan left behind, so that's okay. I rolled it out of that project. Number 26. Elf Bite Size Cream and Sugar. Okay. That's a 4-pan palette. And then the next one is number 32, which is my Kaleidos Futurism Lunar Lavender. Very interesting. Okay, let me go grab those palettes and I will be right back to show you what they look like and we can see what colors I pick. This is gonna be hard. Okay, I grabbed all 4 palettes. I also grabbed some brushes and my current mascara so we can create a look at the end. And let me just show you the Elf Bite Size palette just because I have it out first. So this is what it's currently looking like. I do have 2 eyeshadows with pan and this first one has a double pan. I think I'm going to pick this guy just because I can use it as an eyeliner and hopefully it'll be an easy pan. So let me swatch that. This palette is pretty old and I haven't used it in a while. So I am curious about the quality. The swatch is pretty patchy and I built that up with 2 swipes. But I think it'll be fine as an eyeliner. Let's do my Kaleidos Lunar Lavender. I'm just going to show you what it looks like and then, oh, I think I already know what shade I want to do. So this is what it looks like and I think I'm going to do this shade here. This is called Moon Roof. I had this in a project for something. I don't remember what it was for. But I think I'm going to pick this one to hit pan because it has a really nice dip in it already. I hope you can't hear my son. He is not sleeping. It depends on the day. Sometimes he'll sleep like a full 2 hours, but days like today, he is taking forever to fall asleep. So I hope he does fall asleep. But that is the shade Moon Roof. That is going to be so beautiful. Ooh. And then I have my 2 ColourPop palettes. I feel like this is going to be a very cohesive color story. But here is That's Taupe. So I had this shade in pan those eyeshadows earlier, and then I was working on all 3 of these shades within like Expand Those Pans. I know this one doesn't have like a pan in it, but I was still working on it for some reason. I don't remember why. I guess that's the shade I'm gonna roll in. Pebble Beach. It has like the biggest dip in it. Well, you can see this has 3 6 pans in it, so it'll be nice to get a 7th pan in here. And I feel like the formula in here has gotten a little lower quality. This palette is super old, so hopefully it won't take too long. I don't remember if that specific shade is one of their super hard press mattes that takes forever. It looks like it is actually one of their softer mattes that doesn't take super long. But I could mix that with the darker brown for like a deeper crease shade. So that is that, and the last shade is going to come from Lilac You A Lot, and I just feel like this is going to work so well with this color story, but I have no idea what shade I'm going to work on because really none of these have dips in them, except for this shade has a dip because it was in Pan Those Eyeshadows and I had used it 30 times and I did not get pan. Wow. I guess I'm gonna I was thinking this shade for the inner corner, but it looks kind of dark on me. Doesn't look very light. I could go with, Okay, this is surprising to me because I really thought I would pick a shimmer, but I'm going to pick this light pink. This is called Ghost In. So that's what it looks like rolling in, barely any use on it. I have used this. You know, I've had this palette in a few projects over the years for No Pan Left Behind, but I've never really focused on it except that one shade Filtered. Oops, I just swatched the wrong shade. So that is the current color story. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for my look today, but let me zoom you in and we'll figure it out together. Okay, I have not set my lids or done my brows yet, so let me do that first. I usually just go in with this super fluffy brush for my lids. And again, my lid setting shade is from my Soft and Sultry palette. Right here. This is a really good shade for me. I've been enjoying it as a lid setting shade. Then I do have this designated eyebrow brush. This is like, I think it's from Profusion. So fun. Hello. There we go. And I'm going to go into this shade here. I just kind of follow the shape that I already have. I don't like to change the shape of my brows, but I definitely need to pluck some strays. And I have this little gap here for some reason. So yeah, that's all I do for my brows. I don't like go crazy or anything. Okay, what am I gonna do? I think what I'm gonna do is put this in my crease, this all over my lid, this on top of my lid, and this as a liner, or like deep in my outer corner. So I'm gonna go into that taupe first. I have to find a brush. So I have this, let me clean it off a little bit. I have this e.l.f. brush. It doesn't even have any writing on it because it's so old, but it's like a fluffy flat brush. I'm just gonna go all over, just above my crease, very lightly. Everyone always talks about That's Taupe being a cool tone palette, but it's very neutral on me. I know some of the shades are cool tone, but most of the mattes are more like leaning neutral. Because that looks kind of warm. Now I'm going to go in with this brush from Alter Ego. It's number 1. And I'm going to go in with the pink, and I'm just going to pack that all over my lid. Kind of blend it into my crease. I'm not feeling very chatty today, I can tell. I think I'm mostly worried about waking up or like bugging my toddler because he's still awake. I don't want him to hear me too much. So yeah, that you can't even tell I used it. So this might be a shadow that I only use 30 times and roll out. But we will see. So I think I'm gonna do my shadow liner first, and then I'm gonna tap this kind of over it, kind of like ethereal like. I gotta find my favorite brush. I think it's on the bottom. So my favorite eyeliner brush is the Sigma E06 winged liner. It's so teeny tiny. I love it. Can you hear my son? He's rolling around, not sleeping, talking to himself. I thought 2 was like too early to get rid of naps. If you have a kid, when did they stop taking naps, like altogether? I'd be very curious to know. Ooh, that's a long, skinny wing. That's fun. I never really know how my wings are going to turn out. They just kind of happen. This side is always my worst side. I don't know why it is so difficult. But my eyes are definitely different, like shapes. And my face is very like not symmetrical at all. So it makes it hard. So now I'm gonna go in with the Kaleidos shade, and I really should have brought like glitter primer. I keep telling myself that I need to do that, and I never do it. So I'm gonna go in with Moonroof here, just on my finger today, but maybe like everyday use I might use a brush with the glitter primer. And I'm just gonna stamp it. And I could build it up, but I don't know if I want to. Just kind of fluttery, glittery, all over the place. And I guess I'm skipping my inner corner because I don't have a shade light enough for my inner corner. I am currently using the Cali Ray mascara. I don't know if I like this yet. I've had it open for like about 2 weeks, and I thought I liked it when I first opened it, but some looks I can't even see it on my eye. And I do like length and volume. Oh, there I go again, not putting anything on the bottom lash. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Let me know how the beginning of school has gone for you guys, if you are in school or if you have kids in school. My stepson started school last week, but he's with his mom during the week, so we don't really, take him to school or, have to change our routine for school. But he said, we get him every weekend, so he did tell us about it this last weekend, and he says he really likes it. He has some hard classes, but he likes most of his teachers. So here is the finished look with mascara. I feel like mascara does so much, even if it's a mascara you don't really like necessarily. But I'm going to zoom you out and we can see it all together. Okay, here we go. I really like it. This is a reminder of my color story. I think this look is beautiful, very like summery. Of course, it's almost fall now, but these are my color stories next to each other. This is definitely a lot more summery than this one, but that's okay. If you enjoyed, give this video a thumbs up. I hope you subscribe before you leave, so I see you all in my next one. Bye.